Hello YouTubers, and welcome to my channel, The Virginia Bushcrafter. And if this is your first time being here, this is the channel where we learn and we practice bushcrafting, prepping, and survival skills. So with that said, I want to speak to you about paracord bracelets. Yes, 550 paracord bracelets. Here is one of them. And here is another one. Now, I wear both of these every day, part of my EDC. I wear these in the event that an emergency arises. I have to tie something together, use them for first aid, who knows, but I am prepared. I have 8 feet of paracord on each wrist with 7 inner strands or inner yarn in them, and they hold up to 550 pounds. Now, I think these serve a very good purpose while in the bush. These are for any outdoor person or prepper. Now, the first thing that comes to mind when I wear these into the bush is first aid, because for number one, I can make a sling out of the paracord bracelet. You know, a sling in case someone has an injured shoulder, an arm, or a collarbone. I can just simply wrap it around their neck, the back portion of their neck, and their wrist to make a sling. But however, if you have to do that, make sure that you put some type of cotton or some type of material between the paracord and their skin. We don't want to do any further damage. So again, you know, a sling made out of 550 paracord. Another thing you can use this for is a splint. You know, a splint to a fractured, dislocated, or a banged up limb. If a person has broken their leg or injured their knee some kind of way and you want to stabilize that, you just put a stick. Of course, you're going to have a saw. You can cut a stick or a branch precisely the length you need. Put that next to the injured leg and wrap the paracord around it. And that should be sufficient until you can get more in-depth medical help. You also can use this as a ready-made stretcher. If you take 2 straight and sturdy branches and you put a web pattern between the 2 branches, you can actually carry someone as far as you need to carry them. So here again, you can use this as a ready-made stretcher. Another thing that you can use the 550 paracord bracelet for is a tourniquet. Just tie it above the cut. Tie it tight enough to stop the bleeding. This is a temporary thing until you get to medical help. So again, now when it comes to first aid, what I keep in mind that I can make a sling out of it, I can make a splint, I can make a ready-made stretcher, and a tourniquet. So the 550 paracord bracelet has many, many uses, and the first one that comes to mind for me is first aid. Now the next thing that comes to my mind with the 550 paracord, if you're somewhere stranded and there's a nearby lake, river, or stream, you have something to fish with. Just take this apart, take out the inner strands, and you have got yourself a go-to fishing line. The only thing you will need is a hook, some suitable bait, and of course, some patience. But just unravel this, There's 7 strands in here. You can actually make you a fishing, put together some fishing equipment. It's all right here. You also can use this to make snares, to catch rabbits or squirrels. Again, just take it apart, take out the inner yarns, and make a snare. But one of the things I think of that is most beneficial of the paracord is shelter building. With this being 8 feet, and I have another one that's 8 feet, I can use this as a ridge line to quickly put up a lean-to. But I also can use this to lash branches or limbs together to make a lean-to. This is very, very good. Again, a ridge line and lashings, as well as, basically helping you to construct an emergency shelter. So here again, guys, we can use this to fish, we can make snares, and we can make shelter with the 550 paracord bracelet. Now guys, another thing the 550 paracord bracelet is good for is making repairs. If you take the inner yarn of the paracord, it makes a perfect inner pinch thread for sewing up rips in garments, backpacks, and other equipment. So of course, when you go into the bush, you're going to have a canvas needle. Now, let's say one of your buttons come off. You have your thread right here. Let's say that a zipper in your backpack breaks. With your canvas needle and your 550 paracord bracelet, easily repairable. But one thing that's very, very important is using paracord to raise a bear bag. That's right, to raise a bear bag. Now here again, 8 feet, and here's 8 feet. You want to go at least 100 feet away from your camp. And you want to hoist your bear bag up at least 12 feet in the air and at least 6 feet away from the tree trunk. And this serves as one of the perfect tools for doing that. So, it's really hard to not find any use for this. Now, you also can take this paracord and stretch it between 2 trees. Just be careful to make sure that there's no branches going through this or anything like that, because your main objective is to keep your food away from the bears. So this can be used to make repairs to your clothes, your backpack, or anything else, as well as a bear bag. Now, another thing that I use paracord for is to make lanyards. I think having a lanyard on your cutting tool is one of the most secure things you can have. So if you don't have paracord with you, but you have your paracord bracelets, you can actually make a lanyard for your knife, your hatchet, your neck knife, and your compass. You want to keep those close by. Now, when it comes to a knife, it's very important to have a lanyard, because it gives me a better grip, and I know that cutting tool is not going to fall off my wrist. I can use this as when I have a 4-inch knife that I want to keep under my shirt until I get to the campsite. I have it, my Scandinavian blade for a very specified task. This is what I use. And my compass. I want to keep it close to me, I use a lanyard made of 550 paracord. But I think one of the most important things about the 550 paracord is that you can use it to start a fire. Just take it apart, remove the sheath from it, take the inner strands, rub them together, make them fluffy, and you have instant tinder. Now, some of the paracord bracelets come with a specific piece of yarn that is flammable, and I think that's one of the greatest things there is to have out there. But yeah, to start a fire, just take this apart, you have your tinder. And again, they now have paracord with a inner yarn or inner strand that is specifically made to use as tinder. And another great thing about the paracord bracelet is that you can use it to make a bow drill. I mean, a bow drill, if you're out there in the bush and you don't have a ferrocerium rod, flint and steel, make a bow drill out of nature, and here's your the last portion of the bow drill that you need is the paracord. So guys, think about these items. I would suggest always wear a paracord bracelet. You just don't know when you will need it. It is always better to be prepared than not. So with that, guys, I want to say thank you for coming to my channel and taking some time to spend with me. And before you go, again, make sure you get yourself a paracord bracelet. So guys, hit the like button, share, comment, and subscribe to the Virginia Bushcrafter. Thank you, and I will see you on the next video.